Evidence. Tonight, see what truly exists inside the world of the paranormal. Inside. Join the discussion and review some of the best paranormal evidence captures from a wide variety of experienced and up-and-coming investigators. See and hear what they capture, where they captured it, and how they captured it. Right now on Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence. I'm frustrated.
Why?
I know why.
Why?
The minute I hit start on the show, Facebook kicked us.
Yeah. We haven't said
We haven't even said anything yet.
That's how offensive we are.
I mean, it could
Oh
be.
my God.
Tony,
What
that's
the F?
Why?
It got to the point to where we could share it for everybody listening. We could share it to all of our Facebook pages, and it would go live.
Yeah.
Now we have to do it through UNX Facebook page, and for some reason, StreamYard got kicked off the Facebook page. So now we are not live on Facebook anywhere.
I don't see the I'm looking at UNX. Usually that's where I share it from when we go live or during the intro, and I don't see it at all. I've been refreshing it.
That's
Okay,
insane.
So it looks like Chris Allgood is live now, but I can't share my own show.
Wow.
Huh. Let me see if I can.
I don't get it.
What's going
Look, it won't let me
share. What's going on?
That's crazy.
That is nuts. I don't know why it's doing this.
Huh. Everybody had a good Memorial Day weekend last weekend. Since we didn't.
Oh, is it a holiday? It doesn't feel like it was a holiday. We didn't do anything.
Well, we didn't.
Yeah,
see
we did
you
a lot.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, we technically saw you on
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
You threw me off. Yeah, we saw you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah.
We were on Universal Secrets.
Yeah, that's right. That was fun.
That was good.
That was fun.
That was fun.
So good night.
Yeah.
Well, I apologize to anybody that can't hear me because you're trying to join by Facebook, but
Yeah.
the only place we are
Sorry.
currently live
Is in our own homes.
is in our own homes.
So these are coming from YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, so far everything's coming through.
Yeah, everybody in the chat room was YouTube.
So here's
Yeah,
what's
exactly,
funny.
Everett.
Here's what's funny, and I'll show you. Let me present this really quick.
What's up, Antoine? Everett. It's funny that I saw people posting about Facebook not liking people going live or not liking people going to YouTube or putting YouTube on Facebook. I don't know if I forgot what it was. Bobby Gallo had posted something.
Huh.
Meanwhile,
Go ahead, Ron.
Facebook is making us go to YouTube, so it's not even showing us.
So if you look, this is my personal page. It says Chris Allgood is live right now on Chris Allgood's page, but Chris Allgood can't share it from Chris Allgood's page.
And when I looked on your page, I don't see it live at all.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Have you refreshed it, Chris? I have a feeling if you do, it'll go away.
Let's-
Go away,
let's try.
or it'll fix
Well,
it.
it shows us. Look at he had the red circle around his profile picture, which means you're live. See it?
Yeah, but you see it on his page, it doesn't say he's live.
So he's only able to entertain himself should he find himself interesting.
That's right. I can't believe I can't share something. And look, if you look, it says one share by Chris Allgood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine if we
So
didn't have a
weird.
network.
Is it on the Onyx network?
No.
No, they're not their Facebook page.
Literally, as we went live,
It
a
popped
message popped up on StreamYard that says Facebook has kicked you
up.
from the UNX page.
Did I see a message though that the Onyx Facebook wasn't
Yeah, but
there?
it was fixed.
It was
I'm
fixed?
Yeah, it was fixed.
Okay.
I'm looking at UNX page now. That's where usually I share it from when the intro is happening. But right now I think I'm going to be sharing it during the outro, which might be soon.
The promo's there, and it says happening now. It's just
Yeah.
not live.
It is happening.
It is happening.
No one
This is
can
weird that I can't find it.
This is not a joke.
It's
We're
very
good.
if a tree fell in the woods, would anybody hear it kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Voices did a show in the woods. Would anybody hear?
Mhm.
No idea.
No, they would not.
That's weird.
So everybody we're seeing in the chat is on YouTube.
Yep.
We've been warning them about that for a couple of weeks now, so hopefully they'll all go check out YouTube to find it.
Facebook is canceled.
Yeah, tell
Yeah, they're
Coco.
fired.
them, Team Coco.
Fired.
Hey, Kevin.
Hey, Kevin.
I don't even see our names on the bottom of our screens here.
Technology
Huh?
improvers.
Our names aren't even on the screen.
Yeah, they're not when she puts
Yeah.
up comments.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Comment
Okay.
comes up and pulls out.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, Chad.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Debauchery.
Hey, and Nick.
How you doing?
Mhm.
How you doing?
That's better. Yeah, we do have people. Hey, Dolly. We do have people who watch on Facebook or via Facebook. They know we're on.
Not tonight.
Yes.
Not tonight.
How many shows can say that they're available on anti-social media? Not a lot.
That's awesome.
Not many. Just us.
Just us.
Well, I would share the YouTube video to the other pages, but we all know how that goes.
I keep doing that. All right.
Who are you talking to?
Myself.
Okay.
Well, that went off the rails quickly.
Well, that's all right.
That's all right.
It's all right. We got YouTube.
So quickly, what did y'all do for the last 2 weeks? Besides Universal Secrets.
For memories.
I can tell you what I did. Memorial Day weekend, we put the house together,
Not
finished the backyard, put up lights, put the
We had the
grill,
swimming pool.
barbecue area together. Yes, put up a above ground swimming pool.
Yes.
But
That's
it's
okay.
I mean it's 15 feet. It's a good size.
Yeah.
It's not bad. We put up shadow tarps over everything, and then Sheree took it down last night, which I don't know why, but anyway. And then I've been continuing to try to correct concerns I was having with Staticom. Did that last weekend. Did that this weekend. Hopefully I've solved an issue that I think was causing complete debauchery. but
That's what I laughed at a few minutes
but I haven't had time to test it again, so we'll see what happens.
I did not notice. Oh my god.
Oh, I didn't notice either.
Since we're not on Facebook, we might as well start descending into the pit of despair.
Right. What's amazing is they both had it right in their face and they didn't notice.
Yeah, well,
Thanks, Roger.
yeah, Roger was right on it. That guy misses nothing. He's an investigator.
Well, that's because he's here waiting 48 hours in advance.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yes, no one on it still.
What did you guys did on the holiday?
We did nothing.
Did we?
I don't.
Well, we rearranged the house and you got mad at me.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's happened to me.
Well, she wanted to buy an area rug because we were switching the house around and putting the dining room table back where
in the
her
dining
reading room
room.
was, where you guys slept.
Oh, yeah.
Put it back in the dining room.
Put it back in the dining room. Well, she wasn't planning on doing that. And I said, let's go shopping for your area rug. So we went out and we did a few things and then we stopped and went shopping for her area rug. She found the rug that she wanted. We brought it home and then I started tearing up the house. And she goes, wait a minute, what are you doing? I'm like, well, we bought the rug so we could move everything. And she's like, no.
I was not
You don't
planning
understand
on
the level
moving.
of cleaning I have to do.
You can't just throw down a rug. You gotta like clean it all, organize it, rearrange it. And then...
Yeah, so
I
14
was-
hours.
I feel.
I was told not to touch the house when we moved. That
Yes.
she would clean, she would decorate, she would arrange, and I'm not
Organize.
allowed to even make an opinion.
Sorry.
He has this room. See,
He has this half of our living room.
Then
so
she tells me
that's
on
it.
Sunday, I need to straighten this stuff all up. Aren't you going to help?
You told me not to.
You told me I can't. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
And to answer everybody's questions, no, she wouldn't let me get the area rug with the skulls on it. I tried.
I tried.
Oh boy.
What about you, Ron and Lourdes? I know you were at multiple events.
Yeah.
Had the trifecta.
Yeah, like Tony pointed out before, I think on the last show we did
Universal Secrets.
Universal Secrets, that our seasons are different because of the weather being warmer here versus being insanely hot there. We did the trifecta experience with Get Haunted and with Ronnie LeBlanc up by the Shanley Hotel. It was really fun. They did sky watching near Pine Bush where a bunch of people
almost saw a UFO.
Yeah.
We saw something and it looked like it was moving. And then it started moving slowly, and then we realized it was a plane.
Yeah. Who'd have thought they would be in the sky?
But from the distance, since it was so far, it looked like it wasn't moving.
Right.
And so as it started getting closer, it was funny. Like, no, it's plane.
So technically, it was a UFO in the beginning.
Yeah, it's still a UFO.
Right. And after close investigation, it was actually Spirit Airlines, so it's paranormal.
What's abnormal is that it's actually in the air.
I know.
Yeah, that's it.
And not delayed on the ground with one of your suitcases.
Yeah, multiple.
So that was fun. We got an opportunity to do our lecture presentation, Staticom and Analytic Idealism, ITC stuff, whatever. It was great with Ronnie LeBlanc there. And we had a really cool wow moment. Rob from Get Haunted has something he asks for every time he does sessions, EVP, Ghostbox, whatever. It's a little password thing. And he came in the room. We were already underway. And then one of his teammates, Bill, asked, now that he's here, can you say the words? And it was like 3 seconds.
Immediately.
Boom. Peanut butter.
Yeah.
And they all went bonkers.
Yeah.
That was awesome clip.
They went bonkers.
Should play that real quick.
I could find it and share it from YouTube. And then last week, because her granddaughter and daughter are in town, she skipped. We had a UFO encrypted conference in South Jersey, whatever, like an hour from here. And Rich Michelle's little one got sick, so he had to cancel. She canceled. LeBlanc had to bail out. So it was just me down there.
Aww.
We'll be speaking at it next year. We weren't on the speaking schedule this year, but next year we'll be presenting, and it was fun. We got to meet some cool people. Networking as those things can be, good for. And
yeah,
I will show you the little one, but my daughter's father picked her up this morning, and she's going to spend some time in New York with them. So, yeah.
I do want to show something to people, so people don't realize sometimes, because we all get done working and we rush to do the show. But I do want to show maybe one thing, just so people kind of get an idea, what happens sometimes before we go live on the show. And they may not know this about us, but let me see if I can find it real fast. Here it is here. So share window.
What shenanigans are you up to?
Why don't I see it in my sharing capabilities? I'll just share the entire screen. I don't need sound.
Uh-oh.
I know.
I don't need sound. So this is what sometimes keep it in the waiting room till I'm ready. All right, go ahead. You can show that now.
Why is it just you? There?
So sometimes you see Tony sometimes will make time to cuddle with me.
I'm always looking over your shoulder, buddy. Always.
It's like a loving little Oompa Loompa.
I was setting the show up and I looked at that and I went, oh, Tony's cuddling on my shoulder. People need to know. So there's that.
That's funny.
If you just turn a little bit like this, Ron. See, I'm behind Cherie's chair too, and I'm right about in the exact same spot on your sleeve.
Oh yeah. If you move, you'll see him. I think.
Oh yeah.
That's
Here,
funny.
no. the other way.
Yeah.
There you go.
There
You
you
gotta
go.
lead a bit right there so you can
Yeah.
show.
Anyway, the important thing is we're still not live on our own network. That's but it's coming.
Yep, always.
Always
Yep.
watching.
Always.
Always Rathman.
All right, guys, we have somebody special here tonight with
Yeah.
us for a second time. She hasn't been around for about a year, but she is a really good friend of all of ours. Jennie Collucci, or as Tony would call her, Jeannie.
Yep.
Paranormal investigator with ParaSight Experience based out of New Jersey and New York. She's also one of the hosts of the local history-based YouTube show and film series, The Ghosts of Somerville. Everybody say hello to Jennie.
Hello, Miss
Jennie.
I'm back.
I'm back.
I'm back, and I got rid of Facebook for you.
There she is.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Everybody watching, Jenny's the reason we got kicked off of Facebook.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I was
Broke
like, forget
Facebook.
I wanted to use some bad words, so I was like, let's get rid of Facebook.
Jenny. I tease Jenny every time we see her out at events. I always tell her that she's possibly the nicest person on the planet. I said, if I could only save you or Mother Teresa, Teresa's going down. I'm sorry.
No, that's not nice. That's not nice, Ron.
And I do have to say, she co-hosts Dimensions of the Supernatural for Anthony a few weeks back when his grandchild was being born.
Yeah.
And she did
Yeah.
a phenomenal job.
You
Thank
did.
you so
I-
much. Thank you.
I saw
I did
that
my
one as
imitation
well.
of Anthony Simonelli. Not so easy for me, but
You did it.
Yeah.
I did it.
Definitely put you to the test for your first show, that's for sure.
Right, he didn't mail you a forget about a t-shirt to fill the spot.
There you
No
go.
kidding.
I need a forget about it t-shirt.
And then we gotta go in and say, "This is the Collucci." Gotta listen to me.
You want to find a ghost, not be a ghost.
Wow, she's got the tagline down. Be
You did a
careful.
really good job on that show, though.
Thank
man.
you
We
so
could've-
much.
That would have been a challenge because, yeah.
Yeah, off
Yeah.
the rails. We were just talking about that, right?
Yeah, that was funny.
It was an
You
entertaining
handled
show.
it.
I actually showed it to everybody at work the next day.
Oh, the guests.
You handled it great, though. Both of you
Yeah,
actually.
really
Thank
well.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
you
you.
guys handled it really well. That's like spending your whole life preparing to play baseball and then walking out on the field and it's got ice and hockey sticks and pucks and you're like, wait, hold on, I'm not ready for this.
And you still only get 3 strikes.
Yeah,
I did my best. Oh, okay.
yeah.
How was that?
That was the one person who embodied everything possible in the paranormal field.
Yeah, I almost felt like quizzing him. Like, how about this?
Well, that's what I was doing.
That's what the
I
chat was.
can't get most of the people in the chat, but I love Jenny's response. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
What
Right,
she's
exactly.
not telling you, Jenny, is the 6 of us had a chat going on Facebook going, what should we ask next? What should we
Yeah.
You were so good, but then you were texting me like, and I was like, don't look.
Anthony told me he experienced everything, even a land shark, candy ground.
Sure. That's my partner.
Yeah,
Well, that's the
unbelievable.
best thing about being in the paranormal is you do run across some interesting individuals sometimes.
You do, you do.
Yeah, and then you sometimes find their leader, and that was it.
Yeah.
He was one of the top ones, that's for sure.
Yes, to say he was strange would be to say that the Atlantic Ocean is wet.
I was
So
like,
Jen-
sure, I'll host. No problem. How hard can it be?
He gave you the hardest one.
Seriously.
I was watching last week going, oh, sure. Oh, sure.
So Jenny, let people know too, because not only do you have years in the bank as a very seasoned and talented paranormal investigator, but you also have a background as you're a scientist. And so for those people who wonder, where are the scientists in this stuff? There's one right here.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, I'm a nerd. Could say it.
It's always hard.
Nerd, proud nerd. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a scientist, definitely. And I have no degree of sensitivity like Chris and others. And I rely on you heavily.
Oh.
Don't always do that though. Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good.
If we're all sitting on a
Yay.
porch,
Thank you,
no.
Roger.
Bad guy.
Yeah, don't rely on me on the front porch.
Yeah.
Good point, Tony.
So Jenny, exactly what it is that you do for a living, if you don't mind.
No, it's fine. So yeah, no, I don't do it now. I care for my daughter, I have an adult autistic daughter, so I care for her now full time. But I used to work in organic chemistry. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys eat something like M&Ms. Have you ever seen vanillin on it? Like
I've
it's
seen
an
the word.
ingredient. It's an artificial vanilla. I worked on that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like some food chemistry and things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you enjoy M&Ms, I know you do.
Yes.
Yeah, now I
I
want
didn't know
Is
that.
Now I
Is it bad or good for you?
That's right.
I'm sorry?
Is it bad or good for you with that?
No, it's not bad.
Like,
It's not
Oh.
bad. It's not like an artificial ingredient. No.
You know how regular vanilla is made? You'll probably be happy to have the.
I know.
I've made it. I know how it's made.
Yeah.
It's-
That's why you're so addicted to it, Cherie. It's Jenny's fault because she made that.
No, it's very expensive, like real vanilla. So yeah, I worked in food chemistry. Also, things like shampoos, surfactants are called soap shampoos for Johnson and Johnson. So
Oh, okay.
I know you were thinking it was going to be a really interesting answer, but M&Ms and shampoo. What more do you need?
No,
That's
that
it.
is interesting, though.
What is way interesting because there's a connection there. The yellow M&Ms that I got for Ron, he had no idea that Jennie Collucci was a part of those.
I was.
Yeah,
Awesome.
that's
Neither
true.
did I, but it was just
I was
Small
a big
world.
part of it.
twist
Yep.
of fate.
But that's, I pointed out just quickly because of the fact that that's one of the things that critics or cynics of the paranormal or people in it will always appeal to the high academia side, because there's a certain mindset of analytical critical thought and knowing scientific process and stuff. And the idea that anybody who's familiar with anything like that wouldn't be on the same page as the people who do all this ghosty stuff. But I think what you bring to the table or show is that you can, and you do it with the same approach. Like, you're very structured. When we worked here before, very analytical, the way you look at evidence, the way you look at process. And so I think it was worth pointing out so people see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think I've talked about this, but that's really how I got involved in this. I really was worried about people who were scared, and I think I tried to help them with that critical thinking,
Very cool.
get a little bit of control over that fear.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Basically, like I told my brother, there's no monster under your bed. Go to sleep.
So when you started this, you already had experiences, or were you a skeptic trying to help people?
No, I know. I'm the only one on your show who probably didn't have any experiences when I started. No, not at all.
So you
But
got
not
into
until I was
it.
much older.
So you got into it for critical thinking to help other
Yeah,
people.
more
pretty much.
exactly.
And then
Exactly.
it just turned into something else. Okay. All right, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, really to help people debunk things.
Yeah. Okay.
But then you know what happens? Things happen.
Are we on an
that you
airplane?
can't explain.
I heard that.
What the
Yeah.
hell was
Ding, ding.
Yeah. Please put your tray tables in the upright position. We're still not on our network.
Was that from your end, Jenny? Was there a ding dong from your end? A bell or something?
It came through the speakers, so it wasn't on our end.
Ding dong.
Yeah,
When
it
I
sounds
saw
like
something that I couldn't
nothing you guys
explain. No,
pressed.
I think I always say I believe in science, but I also believe that there's got to be some magic out there in the world. There's got to be something beyond that. And that's the part I love.
That could have been our doorbell.
I mean, what fun is it otherwise?
Yeah.
Right. No,
Yeah.
and I think that's important. You just got a nice endorsement from Raul.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Raul.
Our
I'm sorry,
Paranormal.
Raul.
Yeah.
I agree with that, Jenny, because I feel like there's things that you can't explain, right? And there's things
Mhm.
that you can, and the things that you can't explain, I see them as magic. I do.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
yeah.
the way I see magic, right?
Plus, I mean, and if you don't agree, please say so. But I mean, I've always thought that historically, science always entertained magic, right? Gravity
Always.
was magic, spooky stuff at a distance, right? And then all of a sudden, and the French mocked Newton for 50 years until it became a very convenient fiction, and then all of a sudden they signed up with this whole gravity thing.
True.
So I feel like it's not magic that mainstream science is afraid of, it's meaning. Because when that changed, and there was meaning behind it, all of a sudden everybody who shot it down looked and probably felt a little duped or fooled. So now there's an overabundance of cynicism towards stuff that has magical appeal, so to speak, because of the same thing. I think I feel like that's what it instilled culturally, is that if it seems like it's a magical thing, they don't want to go through that whole, oh, we're wrong again.
Yeah, you got to keep an open mind all the time, always. I never just turn something down. Speaking of the guests that we had on Anthony's show, but I mean, really, like, okay, fairies, okay, show me, let's talk about it, let's explore it, kind of thing. Not, oh, that could never exist.
Yeah, that's the definition of science.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, what would we do if people didn't think that way?
Question.
In science.
Right.
Right. And well, that there's a lot of bias rooted in either tenure or people not wanting to be grouped with something or associated with something, mystical woo kind of stuff. Anton Ritter said one thing complements the other. I agree. And I've been saying all the time, and this is Dr. Bernardo Castro, but did the same thing, that the worst thing that happened to spirituality is the word spirituality, because it made the impression to people that it's something outside of reality. And I do think both of them have a place. Thank you.
Definitely.
Great
I
point.
agree totally. And that's what I do. Combine them.
Yeah, you're excellent. You're excellent to work with. For people watching who've been in the field with you, they know. And for those who haven't, if you get the opportunity, definitely do it. Because you know how to do everything from the stuff that you employ technique-wise to having a good time, dialing down the fun when it's time to kind of buckle down and investigate. And so you're for us one of our favorite people by far to work with. And like many people who watch our show, she supports so many people wholeheartedly that she considers her friends. And she's been behind us, I know, for quite a long time, showing up we do events, and all of a sudden it's like, hey,
I'm everywhere like Tony.
Right.
No, thank you so much, Ron, really. And I'm glad you feel that way, because I'm going to see you in like 5 minutes. I'll see you next weekend or something. I mean, I'm so fortunate to see you guys all the time. No, I'll see you in like 2 weeks, right? So
probably.
We've had sequential weekends with you, like back to back to back.
Right. And then all of a sudden it's not. And we're like, oh.
Will you be at Gettysburg?
I will.
Yay!
Everybody here is going to be there.
Right.
We're all going to be here.
Jenny, all of the EVPE team is going to be here. It's going to be in Gettysburg.
I know. That was gonna. I saved that for the end. We'll when you say what's next. Gettysburg is next.
Yeah, Chad, the Ritz Theater is fantastic.
Yeah, we have a theater where we host investigations, the Ritz Theater, and you guys have been there, obviously, many times.
Yeah,
many times. And Chad is always welcome. Everyone is welcome. I invite you. You all heard me, except on Facebook.
Apparently, you didn't hear us on Facebook at all.
Yep.
Nope.
Nicole Chiavatoni. Hello. We always
I know what you're gonna say.
Rick Michelle did a promo for that one event, and he goes, Nicole Chiavanti. I went, it's not Chiavanti, it's Chiavatoni.
I said, who's Chiavanti?
Don't feel bad, Tony.
With a Shatner voice.
It's funny.
He was like, Nicole Chiavanti, a full moon. Hi, Nicole Chiavatoni.
It sounds like a spell off of Harry Potter. Chiavanti.
I swear we sound like the Sopranos when we're all together, right? It's like Simonelli, Collucci, Accavetti, Michelle, like Chiavanti. Lisa, right? La Scola. Lisa Giordano with La Scola.
Yeah, seriously.
It's like an episode of Sopranos.
And just to throw people off, Gonzalez.
No,
Gonzalez.
She's the one you got to worry about.
Yeah.
No
She's
kidding.
the head of the family.
Right.
Roger, that's like Yavakati.
Yavakati. That's good.
Speaking of the Ritz, we have some evidence Jennie sent in some evidence, some really cool evidence.
Sopranos are grease.
Sopranos are grease.
That's funny.
That is very funny. Raul is funny.
Yeah, he is funny.
Yes.
I can laugh now. It's a relief after that last show. I was like, yes. So
couldn't-
the Ritz.
Yeah, we couldn't believe that show. I'm sorry.
No, I know it was legendary. I want to watch it again.
It's a classic, yeah.
It's classic.
Tell us about the Ritz. Tell us.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
Tell us
Ritz.
about the Ritz
Yeah, I
door
just-
footsteps.
So I did send in a clip from the Ritz. It's from a public investigation. So I was in a dressing room at the Ritz with 2 members of the public. So even though it's not a great shot and you're all going to say, oh, I can't even see the doorknob kind of thing, take heart that there were 2 members of the public in there. So what I'm saying is happening really did happen kind of thing. I don't always like that kind of evidence because you can't see the whole frame sort of thing. But I was with 2 members of the public and their reaction is just priceless. So a little bit of background on the Ritz really quick, if that's okay. It's a vaudeville theater from the 1920s. And they used to show live shows, and following the shows, they would have movies like, Shirley Temple, something like that. And people from Philadelphia, Atlantic City, it was like the shining jewel down there. Everybody came. So it was glorious. And since we're not on Facebook, I can say in the 1970s, it sort of went into ruin and became I can say the word, right? Porn theater? Okay, porn
Sure.
theater.
Hold on.
Adult film theater.
We're not on
where
our
they
network.
showed pornography. And we're not going to get kicked off Facebook. We already are.
No.
So yeah, they showed pornography, and it really just kind of fell into ruin until the 80s when someone came and saved it, which is just so great. They saved it. They brought it back. There's live shows there now. There are musicals, and I've heard them, and they're wonderful, wonderful shows. And what's cool is it's a living live theater where we can investigate after a show, and that energy is incredible.
Oh, wow.
And is that Haddon Township, New Jersey? 'Cause I know,
It is in Haddon Township, New Jersey, really close to Philadelphia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it
So-
is a beautiful theater.
it is.
So you guys have been there. Obviously, Anthony Simonelli has been in that dressing room for hours, looking at that doorknob.
Oh, that's the famous doorknob.
The famous
Yes.
Anthony,
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, we were in the dressing room, and they were talking about how they had been in there and there wasn't much activity. So I came in and I latched the door because that door is notorious for opening on its own. So I latched it for them, and we were just talking about, what to talk about, maybe to stir up some activity. And then all of a sudden, activity. So want to show it?
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
All right. It's not me. Thank you.
Thank you. You're very confusing me.
Do you want to come in? You can open that a little bit more. Push it open a little bit more. I was just going to show you a video, but you don't need it now.
No. I think you understand it. I'm going to put that on the bed.
Yep. Did you just hear that too? Someone coming up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it. But
Someone leaving, maybe?
I can't say that at the bottom of the steps. Yeah, I heard it at the bottom of the steps.
I hear footsteps on the stairs all the time, even from the stage area. I can hear, like thump, 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 thump when no one's here. Because often it's like just 2 of us in the middle of the night and it's really quiet. All right, let's try it again. You guys want to try it again? All right, just make.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so that is on my body camera. So that loud, I mean, it's not loud to me. I can't hear it as well, but I hope everyone could hear it. It's like, it sounds to me like we're happy.
Yeah.
But then again, I always think that. So if you think it's something else, let me know. I'm always happy.
Who wouldn't be in a porn theater?
Yeah.
Do you hear it?
Yeah.
We're happy.
There's something I want to point out at the beginning of that video. You shut and you latch the door. You make sure it was
always.
latched.
Yeah.
That door pulls in before it pushes open.
Mm. Right.
So let me show just the beginning of that clip real quick.
Sure.
All right. It's not me.
Do you see it pull
Yep.
and then push open?
Yeah.
Good job, Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was cool, but we had never had you can't hear the footsteps really clearly, I think, on the video, but you can hear at least one. You get one good heel there, and you hear his reaction like, I hear the footsteps on the stairs. So I thought, well, we always wonder when that door opens, is someone coming in, is someone going out? So I guess we got our answer.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love
And,
that
I mean, if
dressing
you think it says something else, let me know, because I'm not always the best at, EVPs. We either thought they're happy or we're happy. What a nice thing to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a hot spot on the premises too, right? Because
The dressing
remember
room.
we were there with the Holtes doing ghost box stuff, and then
The door opened with us too.
and Frankie's what
Yeah.
is Frankie's method? PDR, is it?
Yeah, PDR.
He was doing the PDR thing with the light going back and forth, and some of the responses, it was a clinical interview. He was asking questions like a clinical therapist
Like
or
a
psychologist
patient, yeah.
would to
Yeah.
a patient.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the answers were coming out of the ghost box at this. It was a really unique session.
That
It
was
was good.
fascinating. He would
He
say
got the
things like,
response.
what's the last thing you remember? That kind of thing. And it was hard. Some of the answers were like pain,
Yeah.
and it was, I think Lourdes and I were looking at each other with a little bit of some tears in our eyes. It was emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
And I
Thank
got-
you, Karen. Anthony Simonelli was outside the door once, and I was inside the door, and we both had a camera on it. So that was
Oh.
kind of cool.
Oh,
Yeah, that would be
Wow,
cool.
that would be cool.
I'm
Which,
glad
as
you
a
pointed out.
scientist, I like that.
Yeah,
That was the night that he put the camera there all
And sat
night
there for
long.
2 hours.
Because he wanted to capture it.
Yep.
And it didn't happen.
I'm glad you pointed out the body cam thing too, because a lot of people are starting to do it now. You guys have been doing it for a while, and you
Yeah.
literally document everything from the time you arrive.
Right. I was just talking to them, and thank goodness I didn't, because I couldn't have spun, to get that. So
Yeah.
But it's pretty loud right on me. So that's like, okay. It's not a distant EVP. It's louder than my voice even.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That
Thank
room
you,
is
Karen.
so
for that.
active.
I
that
thought
room-
it says we're happy, which
Yeah.
makes me,
Yeah.
we never get anything negative there. So
Can we put Todd's comment back up again? Todd Coco, Team Coco, Dos Cocos.
hi, Cocos.
We've all gotten Staticom responses on separate occasions. Read that last
yeah.
part, Chris. That last part. Unfortunately, what?
Unfortunately, no rest.
Oh,
Man.
Oh,
Not yet. It's
Not
coming.
Yeah.
we could have that place closed down under the Staticom ratification order that states all spirit communication must contain the words Tony and/or Rathman.
Give it time. Give it time. It
It's
can't
part of
be
the
everywhere.
contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fantastic location, and the way you guys run the public events, even though like the VIP things that you had us, a lot of us at when you ran them, like when it first started.
Mm-hmm.
So well done. You guys treat the public well. It's organized. It's fun.
Thank you.
Good group. You, Anthony Maniacal Tricycle. That's his name.
I was gonna say Anthony. Yeah. Okay. I thought you were
You're
going
there quite
there.
often, right, Jenny? You're there all the time, right?
I am.
I want you to try something for me, and it's very,
Please.
very historical with those older locking mechanisms.
Mm-hmm.
You can shut it from the inside, and people think that it's locked or shut. But those old locking mechanisms, if you pull and push really fast, you can bypass the latch,
Really.
which tells me that whatever opened that had that knowledge that you don't have to turn the handle. You can and bypass that latch.
We actually have heard the handle jiggle a little bit in some of our videos, but that's interesting. Okay, I'll try that. An experiment. I love it. I got excited.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
I was wondering, Roger.
We heard it too, but it's coming out of our speakers, so it's not coming in this house.
Hmm.
Yeah, because we heard it here.
Yeah.
A piano?
Yeah.
Piano.
Okay.
First, it was the doorbell.
Like
It
a little
wasn't
kid.
your doorbell, right, Rathman's? It wasn't your.
No, it wasn't. It
Well,
wasn't.
first it was the doorbell, and now piano playing.
It was the same sound. It's just that the keys that were hit before sounded reminiscent of like a doorbell or the airplane. Ding, ding. Sit down in your seat.
Yeah.
Too late to pee. That jazz, you know.
Yeah, but this
time it sounded more space separated between the keys.
Yeah,
Really?
Piano playing. Yep.
Wow.
Does somebody have a child in their house?
No. Well, Jenny, were you saying something?
No, but last time I was on a show, my lights started blinking on and off. So if that happens, I mean, and
I just heard a
the
little
Cocos and the Cocos wrote me a note in the comments saying,
Yeah, I
Jenny,
saw
what the
that.
hell is going on? I'm like, oh God. Yeah, the ghost from my house, exactly. Oh my goodness. So if that starts happening, just ignore it.
I swear to God, I just heard a child.
Really?
Yeah, Mary Beth heard it. Chad
And the
heard
baby
it.
isn't here.
Everett heard it. Roger needs to know what's going on.
It could be here.
Just for the little kid.
See?
Okay.
Well, let
Well,
me
let's see
know.
what else happens.
A child, really? That's what I heard in my attic. Tony Rathman. True.
Interesting.
Yes. Okay. This is like going off the rails in a good way now.
Yeah.
Jenny's the only guest you
Again.
can possibly have.
Again, did you hear it?
The piano?
Yes, I did.
Voice.
It was like
Voice.
Well, I didn't hear anything this
just
time.
heard it. I just heard it, Tony.
Yeah.
Right when you started to speak, there was
Yep.
another
As soon
voice.
as I started, I cut it off a little bit, but it was just one noise, like,
Yeah.
There was
But there's no little kid in your house right now.
No.
right?
no. And my cats are sleeping. No.
Again, I heard it.
Jenny's the only person that can show up to an evidence-based show, and she doesn't have to
In a
bring it.
haunted house.
She
Just
makes the evidence happen live.
Since
Well,
there's
let's
no
see, everybody
Facebook,
keep
the other
watching.
started to come out.
The ghost of Facebook trying to get back in.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I did hear it that time.
Gio heard it too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, well, we'll keep it in mind.
No kidding. Hey, this is why we asked Jenny to come back, because she doesn't just bring evidence; she brings the shit with her too.
Yeah, get your equipment out. Come on.
Yeah, Karen's right. We should do a moment of silence and see if we hear anything.
All right.
Ready?
I didn't hear anything, but
Nothing.
Facebook let us back on.
But what's funny is it doesn't always happen when you're I think it's so much. It's always when you're talking, right?
Right.
We talked about this recently at an investigation. It's like when we just start talking to each other, that's when it happens.
They want to chime in. They chime in, yeah.
Oh, come on, Scott. That's no fun.
No, there's not.
No, but I
I
don't
don't have
know.
anything.
And it
there's-
didn't sound like that at all.
because we're the
Oh,
only.
so maybe it
show
is.
on
Maybe it
UNX right now.
is. Maybe it is. Okay.
What?
Okay. Live investigation from my house.
That's right. All right.
That click is my mouse.
My house is over 100 years old. Over 100. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, we need Statacom now.
But it's funny. One of the pioneers of the father of direct radio voice, Friedrich Jurgensen, in the book that Dr. Annabelle Cordoza just released about him, there were two different terms, but one of them was called popsters. And he would call the popsters were the voices that were coming in between the vocal fragments on the radio, somehow manipulating, I forget how he phrased it, whatever, but they were using those moments to kind of pop in between.
Really?
And using some of the harmonics that were involved to do it without necessarily interrupting or affecting the words or the fragments you would hear.
Which makes perfect
my
sense.
God.
That happens with EVP
Hey.
all the time.
Mhm.
The
I love
voice will
it.
literally get injected right in between two people talking, or so that you can hear it.
That's what I was trying to say, and you said it much more eloquently. Thank you, Tony. Hey, I am the designated. Can you see it? Ghost bait.
That's awesome. So let's take a look at your next clip and see if
Okay.
it stirs up any more stuff. So the next one I got is the Kreischer Mansion basement bang.
Oh, okay. I have these great names for these things, right? So Kreischer, I hope Anthony's still watching because I think he felt the same. Kreischer Mansion when I was on the show last year, I showed a clip from there. It was number one on my bucket list. I wanted to go there my whole life. So I was absolutely thrilled the night we went. However, it turned out to be like a nor'easter storm and the windows were banging and we couldn't get anything, working or anything like that. So it wasn't ideal for evidence, but it was a wonderful experience. It was freezing cold, but fun. So Kreischer is so cool because it has old tragedy and new tragedy. And the newer tragedy is really what has to do with this clip. So in the mid 2000s, there was a mob hit there. And I asked my husband how to say this because I'm not a real Italian. The Bonanno crime family.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Did I get that? Not the Bonanno. That's not a banana. The Bonanno crime family had one of their associates, Robert McKelvey, killed by a hitman there. And it was almost like I hate to joke because it's really a serious thing. But first he tried to strangle him, then he stabbed him, then he dragged him to a pond and drowned him. And then he dismembered him and put him in the furnace. I feel like that's a bit of overkill.
Wow.
Is this his first mafia hit or what?
I know, like I'm trying not to joke. But yeah, I mean, he went to jail for life for this crime. But it's a big deal. So you can still see the evidence of the FBI investigation. They removed parts of the basement, the stairs and all that. So they did replace the furnace. You'll be relieved to know. And the basement, the problem with the basement where I really wanted to investigate, of course, right, is that the furnace is a little bit loud. It's a little bit loud. It's constantly on. So when I first got down there, I put a motion sensor down. I looked around. There's a standing freezer or refrigerator in the back and a few pieces of wood. So I took a picture of it so you can see it in the video. So you can see what it looks like, not in the dark. So you see a before picture. And so, I guess I said, I'm not going to be able to hear you. You're going to have to make it really loud. And I had the loudest bang. We always ask for knocks and bangs. This was like so loud. And afterwards, nothing moved. I looked for animals. You know me, Ron Lourdes. I looked for animals. I looked for raccoons. I looked for cats. There was no way in. There was no way out. And no mouse made this sound. Nothing fell. Nothing changed. So take a look. You'll hear the bang, and then you'll see the motion sensor go off about 6 feet in front of me, right where you heard the bang.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Here we go.
It's a little difficult for us to hear you with the furnace on. Could you make another loud bang for us? That was you? We'd just like to know you're here with us. Excellent. Thank you so much. Are you back there? No, that wasn't us.
Oh.
No, that was there.
Thank you. That was really loud.
Fantastic.
Wow.
It was loud. Yeah, that was loud. You can hear the furnace, right? And the whole thing.
Yeah,
so
you can
you
hear
can
the
only
furnace.
imagine how loud that had to be. Yeah. To be that loud of a bang, and nothing was moved, nothing was changed. It was amazing.
Can we play that one more time? And now, granted, I could be wrong here, but who saw the shadow figurehead sort of pop up and then completely disappear in the
Really?
middle?
I did
Okay.
not.
Well, but there was somebody moving.
Right.
I saw that.
There's a door that opens just as you pan away and go to the other shot. I think that noise could be that door closing.
Oh,
Just watch it. Just watch it again. After you see that shadow of that person, they open the door and they go out, and then you can see the door coming to shut.
wow. Okay, so just so you know, it's me facing that empty area of the basement, and then you heard the other person speak. She's on the far side in another room. So,
Okay, I'm not sure what I'm looking at then. Maybe it could very well be paranormal, but it looks like a door opens, somebody goes through it, and then you see it continue to shut.
so the only door would be that refrigerator, that big, in restaurants they have those big refrigerators.
Yeah, we've actually been to Kreischer Mansion
Oh, sorry.
with Ron and Lourdes and Anthony, and
So you guys know what I'm talking about down there.
I know exactly where you're standing when you're looking at the refrigerator.
Yep.
I just can't remember if there was another door. No, because the stairs went.
There's no door in there. It's just the big refrigerator in the middle, and then behind that, it's a wall.
So there's a wall on this part, but there's a
There's
path to go through to go back to the stairs.
That's on the other side. On the other side where we investigate, and you saw a little shadow.
Yep. I remember.
But that's way far from that.
Okay,
area.
well then just take a look at the motion in the upper right-hand corner of what she's filming.
Okay.
And let's try to figure out what that is after you see the shadow.
Okay.
Shadow.
All right, here we go.
It's a little difficult for us to hear you with the furnace on. Could you make another loud bang for us? That was you? We'd just like to know you're here with us. Excellent. Thank you so much. Are you back there? No, that wasn't us.
Oh,
No, that was there.
that was really loud.
Fantastic.
All right, I didn't see it that time, so I don't know what I thought I saw the first
Okay.
time. I saw the shadow, but not the.
Is the shadow in the beginning?
No, the shadow's on that white section. It's very, very clear. You can't miss it.
Was there anybody upstairs, Jenny?
A couple floors up, not on the first floor.
Okay.
We only had 2 groups. No, yeah, we did think of that as well. We asked them right away on the walkie. Yeah, I think the only thing I can think of is there is plywood against the wall. It was almost like to me, it sounded like someone picked it up and let it bang.
Ooh, that would explain the
down.
bounce.
Yeah, because there was noises.
Yeah.
That bounced.
Yeah.
But it wasn't on the ground, like for that loud. I mean, I don't know how it sounds in the video, but it was really loud, like terrifyingly loud. So, yeah.
And depending on the thickness of the plywood, those things weigh 40 to 60 pounds a piece. At an angle like that, you take about 30 to 40% of it away. So you're looking at about a 20 to 30 pound movement. So it wouldn't have been a mouse.
No, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And we didn't see, you've been there. It's empty. There's things in the other section of the basement, but that with the fridge is just empty.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. What happened? What happened?
What the fuck is that?
Did you not hear it,
You
Jenny?
didn't hear the piano?
Jenny?
No, because I couldn't hear you at all.
It's like
Well,
a
we
kid
stopped
with
talking.
a
It
xylophone.
was playing.
It went doo.
Yeah, you
No,
didn't
you
hear
guys
me?
completely froze on me, and I couldn't hear you talking.
Yeah, because we were
We
froze
were
on
listening.
purpose.
I do have a clock, but it's not time yet.
It didn't sound like a clock.
It
Like
sounded
my
like
clock will chime,
the
but it's
piano was
not
that
9 o'clock.
Yeah, like a kid's toy xylophone.
or
That
boy
that
piano.
would be my clock, but it's not 10 o'clock.
Well, you would hear it if it's in your house as much or more than we hear it.
Yeah, maybe. I might not because I hear it all day. You know what I mean?
She's used to it.
Yeah, that might have been my clock.
Oh,
But it's not 10 o'clock yet, unless, is it fast?
Well, let's hear if it goes off at 10 o'clock.
It's 10:03 here.
No, it says, well, it's an hour off because we never changed it. It's heavy. It says 8:59, so
Why is my
8:58.
computer clock 4 minutes slow or fast?
Okay, well, we'll see what happens when it hits 10
All right.
o'clock on this clock.
All right, we'll see what happens.
But it wouldn't have gone off at 9:58.
I know. That's what we're trying to figure it out. We'll see what happens.
I don't know where I am. I don't know what time it is.
I know. You're in the future.
What's going on here?
Oh, that's true.
I want to know how it's almost 10 o'clock where Roger is. He's in the same city we are.
I was just gonna say that. How the hell would
I know.
It's 10 o'clock now.
he has been waiting here for 3 days for the show to start.
This is
Good
like
point.
chaos. I'm sorry.
It should be going off now. Isn't it 10 o'clock now?
Yeah, it's
according to my phone, it's 10
not
o'clock.
quite on my clock. It's a little slow.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll tell you when it chimes.
Well, let's have that moment of silence to see if it chimes.
No, but it's a long chime from my clock. You couldn't miss it. It's long. It's like 20 seconds.
Scott's doing military time. People are pulling out calculators now.
I knew it worked.
So like clocks
Well, at
chime.
least
Yeah.
that child is
You know what? But that still
anyway.
doesn't explain the child. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kreischer Mansion, bucket list, loved it. Loved it.
Oh.
And I think I sent you an EVP from there. Speaking of music.
Quickly, I wanted to ask you, did you ever find out if they ever found something in the stairs when they took it apart?
I didn't. I just know the FBI took it.
Because we got through, I think it was through Static Comment, or was it through something else?
It might have been direct radio voice.
I mean, direct radio voice or something else. I don't remember. But we asked, I don't remember how it came out, but it said something about, I'm in the staircase. I'm in the staircase.
Oh.
Yes, Chris?
Why the hell did they have to call the FBI in? He strangled him, he stabbed him, he drowned him, he cut him up in pieces. There was evidence everywhere. They didn't need the FBI.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 3 years later, he was sentenced to life in prison. Yeah. $8,000 for that. No wonder. You get what you pay for.
Didn't they pull out a piece of the stairs, the wood out of it, because it had blood on it?
Yeah, of the stairs, yeah.
Because the blood everywhere else wasn't enough.
I know. I know. Like I said, you pay $8,000 for a hitman, you're not going to get,
They should have spent 20 because that hitman. Didn't
I
know what the
agree.
hell he was doing.
You get what you pay for sure. Yeah, that poor guy though, Robert.
Sorry to all the mafia bosses out there. If it was your nephew and it was his first job and he screwed it up, I apologize.
Yeah.
All right.
That location, by the way, as a side note, was where Tony's Prevox Evox Ghost Box named everybody in the room.
That was
Really?
a moment.
It did.
Interesting.
Yep.
We were on the third floor, Jenny. We were on the third floor. And then, who did it start off with?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Okay, maybe. But
Really?
April was first, then Ron,
okay.
and then Bill. And
But when
then,
Bill got his name, because he's not an investigator, he does the UFO stuff, and he came.
Right.
When he got his name, he was so impressed. And then it continued naming the rest.
Yeah, it repeats twice saying his name.
Bill had said Bill twice.
It was crazy. Every single one of us it named.
That's an awesome location, though.
That's one of my favorite moments. That was one of my favorite moments.
It's an amazing place. It really is. I always wanted to go there. Always. So
the Victorian style.
It was
I
a
like
treat.
the woods that surround the place as well. There was even activity
outside.
in the woods.
You guys gotta go. We gotta get them.
Yeah, Chris, you.
Sorry.
Love
It's a
that place.
great location.
We'll try and make it up there next year. So Kreischer Mansion EVP. Here we
Right.
go.
So we are in the parlor, right, with the big mirror that's supposedly a portal when you go in. And we played some German folk music as a trigger, really. So we turned on some German folk music and let that play for a little while, and then we stopped it, and we started setting something up, And again, I had my recorder running the whole time, and you'll hear music again, start again. And then you'll hear the loudest DVP I've ever gotten in my life. Like, not a whisper, a man's voice. It's 3 women were setting up, and a loud man's voice comes through it.
Jenny, do you have a train
listen for
passing
the
your house
music.
right now? Jenny, do you have a train passing your house right now?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, that's
train.
the plane.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. It's in the
right,
nice
you
weather,
both.
you can hear the train. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
Now
listen
we
for
need
the
to-
music that continues after we shut it off.
All right.
I got even money on the appearance of a unicorn before the show's over.
I really wanted this to be a good show. I'm sorry.
It's
It's
the
a
wonderful.
great show. Are you kidding me? All right, here we go.
Cool.
Okay, let's see if we can get some activity.
That was good.
Do you hear the music?
Yes.
That's not us. Which is
Let's
really
play-
cool. We stopped the music and then it continued.
Let's play
I
that
mean,
again.
and then somebody goes going. I can't think of what else that says, but I wonder. A man, and it was all women. It's really loud, right? I
Yeah.
wonder if maybe it was keep going. You know,
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Play it
maybe he
again.
was saying keep
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, play it one more time.
Here we go.
That's good. Forward. Okay, let's see if we can get some activity.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not the same goddamn thing we're hearing, is it?
Before,
I was gonna
right?
say, it sounds exactly what we're hearing on the show tonight sounds exactly like that.
I-
Really?
Yes.
I'm gonna
I was
play
gonna
it again.
do it.
Listen to just the music. Here we
It
go.
sounds like that's what we've been hearing.
Yeah.
Really?
All right, here we go.
Okay.
That's good. Forward. Okay, let's see if we can get some activity.
Is that what you heard?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what
That's what we heard.
we're here.
Absolutely identical.
Well, obviously it's on the video I sent you, so you know it's not in my house. But wow, wow.
As soon as I heard, I was like, oh, wait a minute.
No, I
Hey,
think
I'm like,
I
wait a
just-
minute.
Yeah.
That's
I've
what I said
never
to
had
Cherie.
that
I'm like,
happen.
that's what we've been hearing all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. This is what
I've
we
never,
heard.
I thought it was so cool. I never had that happen. You always ask for the piano to play or music to play. You know, we played the trigger music and it continued. It wasn't the same song, but that's pretty cool. That was my favorite part.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the guy yells something, but
That's
maybe
pretty
get
cool.
going, get out of here. Usually it's get out, right?
Crazy.
Yeah. Usually.
And
I
it's
like to think it was keep going.
And we got it tonight. I mean, we heard that sound. That's that
See that
music.
comment?
That's
Yeah, the
Neshoba?
clock hasn't gone off.
Clock hasn't-
Yeah,
that's
I heard
right.
the
Yeah.
clock. So if you guys didn't hear it, it's not mine.
No, it did go off.
no.
Yeah,
it did?
We didn't hear
Yeah,
it.
I didn't hear
Yeah.
it.
We're here.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's not that hard.
I love Neshoba. Yo, the clock hasn't gone off.
It does
Really?
sound like the same music, Jenny. That's crazy.
She brought the
Maybe-
spirits from Kreischer Mansion on the show.
I like to go big. Balthazar Kreischer, he's right here. He's in an empty chair behind me, right there. That yellow chair right there.
No, that's pretty cool, though.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought that was neat that the music continued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Absolutely.
continuing to
Yeah.
today. Yeah. All right, so the next one we got, Jenny, is White Hill Estes.
Yeah, a spirit box session at it's in the children's room. You've probably all been to White Hill Mansion by now. White Hill Mansion, it's really 1760, I think it was built by Robert Field, right? And his wife Mary Field. They had 7 children. Unfortunately, only 3 of them made it to adulthood, so they lost a lot of children. It was really sad. There was a room that they call the children's room. I guess that's where they slept or whatever. And we decided to do a spirit box session there, an SD session, I guess you call it. This is my co-investigator, Allison. She's a total pro, and you know how it is. You got to trust somebody with that, right? Like, you know, they can't hear you. You know, they can't see you. I like to put them in another room, but we didn't do it this time. Although I think when you see Allison in this video, you'll realize she can't hear a thing. So you can always tell, right? Somebody's yelling. So I brought some trigger objects in my pocket, and I did not tell her, which is the thing to know.
All right. So here we go.
Okay, I said I would come back to play. Are you here to play with me? Hey! Hi! Thank you so much. I heard this is the children's room. I love children. I'm a mom too. What's your name? Talking. Yes, you're talking. I'm so happy that you're talking to me. Would you like to play? A ball? A ball, yes, I brought a ball right there in the middle of the floor. Can you touch it? Play, ball. Let's play with the ball. Do you want me to start? Tell me if you see the lights. Do you like those lights? Get it. I'll get it.
Wow.
It sounds like a kid, right?
Yeah, it sure does.
And you can, I mean, I realize she's right there looking at me, but she's not looking at me. And you can always tell when someone can't hear because they're shouting, right?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I mean, it's pretty obvious.
That's what I was going to point out is that when you silence somebody's ears and they're listening to the audio and they're responding, when they're yelling, that means they can't hear a damn thing.
Exactly. You can just tell that, you know, we've all walked in on somebody with headphones on, they can't hear you, and they're like, what? Yeah, it was neat. I didn't tell her about the trigger objects in my pocket. And as soon as I check it out, she was like, a ball? Like, is that what I'm hearing? And so, you know, you can tell the authenticity by the way that she's like, is that what I heard?
Well, and the most intriguing part about that, and if you miss it, if you don't pay close attention, is when you take it out of your pocket, you don't say it's a ball. You just take it out of your pocket and she yells ball.
Yep. Yeah, and says play ball. And I love when I roll it and she's like, get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
That
sounds
was
like
awesome.
a kid.
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah.
No, that was cool.
That was.
They're awesome.
That was very cool.
Next one we have is Hibernia. I hope I said that right. Hibernia?
Yes.
Mind Gainer.
Hibernia.
There you go.
Hibernia. This is that you just had Richard Moschella on the show. And I'm so fortunate to work with him so many times that I wanted to show his work. I mean, he showed his spirit art, but I wanted to show how to use it in investigation.
Oh,
So use that combination and how that can work. So we did a hike. We did a hike in an abandoned mine in Hibernia, which is near where he lives in northern New Jersey. And he did a drawing of who he thought was the mine manager. And, you know, we're outside in an abandoned mine. I showed a couple pictures in the beginning of this video of what it looked like. It's rocks, pretty much, in the middle of nowhere. So we weren't getting any kind of activity. And then he drew this picture and put it down and everything went off. So this is a great example of how to work with, you know, a talented spirit artist and medium like Richard.
Yeah, he is.
Is that your clock?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, now we heard
9:15.
Okay.
it's not what we heard earlier.
You all went like
It's
this.
not
like,
what we
is
heard
he doing?
earlier. It's not.
Okay.
That
That's
sounds more like the doorbell that we thought we heard.
It's
In the
small.
But then there was another sound that sounded like her evidence clip.
So Jenny, does it only chime on the hour?
No, I guess not. And, you
So
know, I
let's
just live
try
with
every
it, so I
quarter
don't hear it.
I'm showing 13 minutes after, so apparently it goes off whenever it feels like it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just praying the lights don't start going on and off like they did last
It
time.
probably goes off every 15 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
I guess. You know when you just don't
13
hear
after.
it because you live with it?
But maybe it's slow. I don't know.
I
Is it
just go like this. and it goes off. I'm like,
Did you say it was slow or is it ahead? A little bit.
I guess obviously it's a little slow.
So I think it's every 15 minutes, but it goes off on 13 because it's slow.
Okay.
So then it goes off
Okay,
every
but
15 minutes, 20, 25.
I guess so. So
Right.
then it would be any. Yeah, you're right. It goes off anytime it wants to. Yeah.
Does it have a little kid hidden in it?
I'm sorry?
Does it have a little kid hidden in it? Because
No.
a little kid, I heard.
No kids. No
Okay.
kids. That was weird. I heard it too. I heard that one. That was the only
Yeah.
one I heard. Wow. When I started talking and that I heard that.
All right. So here is the Hibernia.
Oh, right.
Hibernia.
So the other thing is, do I ever okay, I'm Dutch, right? Everybody knows I'm, from the Netherlands. And let me tell you how often I get to speak Dutch. Maybe once since I've moved here ever. And what's cool is we had German, Dutch, and Slovak kind of languages coming through. So I got to use my Dutch first time ever.
Oh,
wow.
wow.
And we got responses with it. So yeah.
Awesome.
That's
All right,
cool.
here we go.
Two. I saw that too. Saw that also. We don't know where you're buried, Mr. Mine Manager. Are you buried in Ringwood?
Do you see him?
6.2?
Is
Is
that-
that you, Mr. Mine Manager?
Okay, that's not me.
Is that 2?
This is at 2. We haven't had any readings at this until you put the sketch on there.
It went to 6.2.
It said board. It means hello, but
2.2.
Okay.
4.9. Okay, who's with us now?
is that
Mr. Mine Manager, is this your face?
you?
Oh boy.
Wow.
Got a lot going on here right now. Bordergan meaning. Just got chills everywhere.
1.6, 2.0.
Heb jij hier gewerkt? It's the Dutch, see?
It does like that.
You don't think? It seems like it correlates.
Oh yeah.
I just asked it.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I just love Richard so much, and his work is amazing. And I know you just had him on the show, so I said, let me show everybody what he does in action.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so cool.
He
I
is
love how
fantastic.
we're like, I love when Kim says, this is Kim, the ghost history medium. She says, nothing happened until we had that drawing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And yeah, I mean, there's definitely responsiveness to it. So thank you, Richard.
Absolutely, there was. Absolutely.
So what did you say in Dutch?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What did you say in Dutch?
Oh, I think I said, do you work here? Yeah. So
That's
that was
awesome.
cool too. That was cool. So Raul was asking me about seeing Richard's doppelganger. It's just a really quick story. In that first picture, you saw the rocks that he was walking on, correct? And then there was like a hole in the rocks, and I saw him looking through the hole, and I went, oh, what a cool picture. Let me take a picture of that. He was looking through a hole in the rocks. And I went to get my camera, and he was no longer there. And I said, Richard, I love that you were in there. That's a great picture. Can you take a picture of me? And he said, I was never in there.
Oh,
He said,
wow.
yeah. And then when I walked around, you couldn't even get there. I said, yes, you were. Just a second ago. Let me show you. I'll show you. And I walked around, and there was no access.
Oh my gosh.
But
Wow.
I know I saw him because I said, oh, I got to get that picture. You look so fun. That's fun. You're looking through the rock.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, Jenny. You come from a scientific background, and you look a little flustered right there when you were explaining that. How does that affect you when you see something like that?
I could only think that maybe it was just a man that I saw, and I assumed in my brain, I'm like, that's Richard, because we were with Richard and Kim, Maybe I saw a minor. Kim saw them. either psychically or, you know, that's what she said. I see them in that same hike. She said, I see them looking at us.
That's exactly right. I mean, I hate to say the word because I can't say it. The doppelganger.
Doppelganger.
Yeah. That's because when you saw someone there, you just automatically, right?
Right. I assumed it was Richard because it was a man looking through the rock. Right. Right.
And then when you realize that it's not, you're like, oh, yeah. So
yeah.
Exactly, Roger. We heard that too.
I don't hear that. Scratching?
Oh, my dog was over here.
Yeah, the dog was walking across my plastic floor underneath my chair. She's got really long nails. It was probably her.
Could be.
Now everybody's gonna be like,
Welcome to the Contamination Festival.
So, Jenny, I got another question for you. Now, your rational scientific mind starts going, maybe I thought I saw Richard. Now, if you think back and think about it truly, was it Richard?
Yeah.
Okay. So you did see a doppelganger.
I saw Richard looking through that rock, and I thought to myself, oh, that's such a great picture for Facebook, you know?
So that is a new scientific answer right there. She won't come out and say...
I can't say I didn't. I don't know if it really happened, but I thought I saw Richard. I can't even say I thought I saw him. I saw him.
But that's different. Yeah, so you actually saw him. That's different. Yeah.
They say that's bad luck to see a doppelganger. Actually, they say it's bad luck to see your doppelganger.
Right.
One of me is enough, trust me. But no, but they say it's bad luck. But look, what's happened to me? Nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, here's my theory on that. Everything we do is it's a theory. So for people to say it's bad luck to see your own doppelganger, it's bad luck to see how the hell do you know?
No, I don't believe in that luck.
It's a superstition. Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what it is. Right.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, the answer is yes. I mean, you're all my friends here. I watch you every week, and I can't say I didn't think I saw Rich. I know I saw Rich.
That's awesome. That's what I was looking for. But your scientific mind is telling you to try and make sense of it, though.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know how to make sense of that. But, you know, part of what we do is fun. I mean, like, do I have to always? Or can it be magic, like I said?
Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It could be. That's a good point. Deja vu, except that he was never there.
Right.
Yeah, because there's no access, so he could have never been there.
Right.
Yeah. You couldn't get there.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran to get my camera to take his picture, so certainly I saw him. Yeah, thanks, Everett.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my chances on that one, Everett.
Yeah, if the doppelganger didn't get you, your clock will.
Oh, you know what? That's a good point that Todd and Carmela make. I mean, you never know. Like, maybe Richard had hiked there before. And the time, just, you know.
Or if you want to go with somewhat of a scientific explanation that could perhaps explain it, Rupert Sheldrake's idea of morphic resonance, where a recursive repetition of something once introduced into the world, repeatedly appearing, kind of a thing, right? So I mean, it's very well possible because Richard exists,
right?
So perhaps within the field of subjectivity, the image that you perceive of Richard presented itself.
Could be. Or Richard time traveled, or I time traveled and seeing Richard hike 2 weeks ago, but it still couldn't have gotten there. So if I had to explain it, I think I thought it was Richard because it was a man, and I saw an apparition, maybe.
Yeah,
possibly. Or with Richard being a medium, you can have seen a transference of energy. Richard projecting himself. Yeah.
See, I don't think of that, but his drawing was fantastic, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was. That was awesome.
He's a good drawing.
Yeah,
he's really good at that.
Mm-hmm. Clearly, he hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, clearly.
Yep.
And not the first time, from what I understand.
No, not the first
time.
time.
Not anywhere near the first time.
Yeah, we've had. He brings us out on stuff that he does with Lily Martin, and he'll draw and sketch what he sees while we're running Staticom. And then we'll get information about a person's vocation, their life, something about personal stuff, whatever. And then somebody in the audience will own that. Go, that sounds like my Uncle Bill or whatever.
Right.
He was a craftsman and did whatever. And
Yeah.
and then Richard will show the sketch, and someone will pull out a picture, and sure enough, that looks like Uncle Phil. So
Wow.
it matches with what we've gotten. He's done it a bunch of times with us.
Yes. I love that. And that's similar to what I was saying. Like we're investigating and we use, we work with Richard and we put it together with the equipment and his drawing.
Which is great.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
That's
what's
I love that. I love it. Synergy.
That is awesome.
Right? You
Yep.
either saw Richard or you saw William Shatner.
Well, you know for sure it wasn't Sulu.
No.
All right. So the next one we got, Jenny, is Burlington Prison message from. That's all I get.
Okay, it's
Another
from
more
a
than-
friend. So
Okay.
this video stars Ron Iacovetti.
Oh no.
Yes. Yes.
Oh no.
This is a video starring Ron Iacovetti, but it's a really personal video, and I want y'all to know that I talked to Anthony Simonelli before I did this because it is a really personal thing to him. But we asked for, and Ron will remember, at Burlington Prison, you had your DR60 out, and he asked a friend for a code word. And your reaction it makes me cry every time, by the way, Ron. So in the beginning, what I did is, this is actually out of order. So after it happened, I recorded Anthony explaining how they came up with the code word. So I put that first, so you have an idea of what happened, and then you'll hear it. And then you'll hear it happen.
Excellent.
Yeah, I get a little emotional here.
This is one of his teammates that passed away within recent years.
Was that the Superman guy?
Yeah. Joe McCaffrey. And they had a password, 2-word password, for whoever passed first would bring that word forward from the other side. That's not the password.
No, I know that's not the password.
But it does look good when you do that. And so that's what and that's really cool that you set it up that way. Yeah, go ahead and roll that one.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Before he passed, he wanted me to go on investigation, and he wants to come through the contact. He wants me to contact him.
Right.
And we came across once. I said, well, if we're going to come across, because we both said the same thing, who dies first, and we said, so we know it's that person. Let's have like a code between us.
Right.
Now
That's
code
so
was
smart.
White Castle.
So smart. Pick
And it
something
just
really
came out.
unusual.
That's Staticom.
How many minutes did you stay here? 7. I keep doing 7.
Joey, be here. Just tell me the code. So look up code word. Okay.
What? Did you hear White Castle?
Joey, be here. Just tell me the code. So look up code word. Okay.
That's the White Castle. Yeah, White Castle's the code word. You hear it?
Totally. Just tell me the code. So look up code word. Okay.
Castle.
Mark down number 8
Just because I love him, I put the picture at the end.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wasn't that amazing?
That's
And
way
Ron, your reaction was just so organic, like so real, and
I heard it.
what?
Yeah.
I heard it too.
Yeah, it's so clear. White Castle.
And y'all don't ask me to play that again because I don't want to see Jenny cry anymore.
No, come on, it was really sweet. I mean, it was a
It is
moment. You
sweet.
saw Ron's face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard it. I heard it in the moment.
It
I love
was
the
so
picture.
clear.
I love the picture at the end because it's so cool that you guys became good friends because you guys have a similar footprint in the field. Like you have a better chance of literally finding a unicorn than someone who doesn't like Jennie or Anthony.
Anthony's awesome. He's my, wait, I got to get the accent down. My partner. I mean, we're similar, but at the same time, I mean, look at us. We're like kind of the odd couple, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, we at a lot of public events we're paired up, and we just hit it off. So
that's cool.
But I really wanted to share that with everybody. I'm so glad. He was when I asked him, I wasn't sure what he would say, but he was so happy to share it.
Yeah, he's like that.
That's cool that you did.
Yeah, everyone, and I always say, have a good code word. Don't make it, something easy. But White Castle's a great one.
Yeah. Well, I think what happened, talking about Superman, I think we had heard Superman come out of Staticom. And then we started asking about the code word.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. He got super. That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's so weird.
Yeah, we got on the DR16.
We had gotten his name too before through one of the Holte Ghost boxes.
Yeah. He comes through. Yeah, it comes. Yeah.
You're welcome, partner. Thank you for letting me share that because I thought that was so clear and so amazing.
It was, yeah.
I mean, it's fun to get evidence. It's fun to go out there and have things happen. But I mean, that meant a lot.
Yeah, those are the moments that are.
Those are the moments, Lourdes, and you said it better than I did.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Yeah.
And that says a lot about you because you found something that you were witness to that had so much meaning to everybody, but really to someone else that you care about as a friend. And you asked to show it because once again, you and selfishness have never crossed paths.
Thank you. Well, we're so lucky to all work together. I think it's nice to share it.
We think the same way. We need to get the folks here who have not had the chance to work with you.
I love that. That's a good one, King.
You'll put your eye out.
I would love to hear what Raoul's would be.
Or Ovaltine, that's funny.
Cannoli.
I think his words would be cannoli.
No, it'd be forget about it, wouldn't it?
Yeah, forget about it.
One or the other.
Yeah, he's got a
One or the other, yeah.
It was a special moment. And like I said, Ron's face was just so priceless.
That
was because it was right away. It was like, what's the code word? White Castle. Cool.
Yeah.
And now we're all hungry, right?
Yeah. Came out of his workplace. Yeah.
Pretty cool. And it's similar to when on Staticom when you get someone's relative, that feeling. Yeah, so it's not necessarily my evidence because Ron was doing the recording, but it's our evidence, and that's what's important.
That's what's important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's even more fantastic is to see everybody that has been doing this for so long, still to see the passion that's in it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But
It was, I know, but
Well, it's funny. I'm sorry.
it's funny. It's very funny. I knew he would have a good one. I agree. Yeah, there you go. Now you're talking, Scott.
Have you watched
like
YouTube, Scott?
Have you even seen YouTube? That's funny. He's the one who got us kicked off Facebook. I'm sure of it.
All right. The last piece we have is cheese.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so another one that's not mine, but this is really funny because the Cocos, Todd and Carmela Coco Tyler, right? We're with them a lot, and they were on that last recording. You might have heard them with Anthony's thing. So we were at the public house that Ron and Lourdes were there with us. It's a really old hotel, and now it's a steakhouse as well. We were there at a public event, and you had just asked me to come on the show, Chris Allgood. You said, you asked me to come on the show. So I went, oh my goodness, like, do I have anything? Like, what, I showed a lot last year. Like, can I find some stuff kind of thing? So the whole joke, the whole night between me and Todd and Carmela was, if you find anything, I need evidence. I need evidence. You better send it to me, right? So you'll hear me in the clip say, okay, you better send that to me because I need evidence. But we set up the dead bell on the table for Anthony and I room, and Richard asked to take a picture with Anthony Simonelli and I, and you'll see what happens.
Well, and it's awesome that we show this clip, and it's the last clip that we show, because guess who's coming on next week?
No way.
The Cocos and Raul will be on next week showing their
knew
evidence
that.
from the Montgomery house.
Yes.
It's like I knew that.
Sure, you
I
will
knew
see
that.
some more of the dead bell next week.
Yeah. Or as we'll advertise it, Coco's E Bustelo.
That actually sounds delicious.
It does.
So now we all want some coffee and some White Castle.
That's right.
Cocos are getting great stuff with that dead bell. They have
Love that.
so much timing and relevance to when they
I was
ask
just
stuff
gonna
and when it
say
goes
that.
off. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say timing and relevance. That's what this is all about. I was gonna quote the great Ron Iacovetti. Yeah, Jan Racovetti.
Rania.
Yavakati, tell him, Tony.
Yeah. Everybody
Ron
screws it up. Don't worry
Yavakati.
about it, Ron. You'll get it right eventually.
So this is a fun one. I thought we should end on a fun note and another para-unity note. So here we go.
Here we go.
And wait till mention.
Want to get a picture with
You know I do.
with my two peeps.
With the blue, I want to be
You're all good looking
brown
people, so
jacket.
Jennie
The
and-
brown jacket for look.
Ready? 1, 2. What? 1, 2. What?
Look,
Did you hear that?
you were in front of it. I think that's on.
Oh. Is it a live photo? That
Let's
would
do
be
it
great.
again.
That is wild.
If it is, you need to send it to me because I need evidence.
1, 2, 3. That is wild. Ready? One more I love that. Okay, spirits, we're going to do another photo. I'm going to take one with my friends. It would take another. Ready? I'm going to say, you do it at 3. 1, 2, 3. No? No. It's a delay, but they did it. They did. And you have to have it on there now. Yeah, I got over here. I'm out of the.
Isn't that great?
Yes, that's awesome.
Not only do you get to see the cheese, you get to see the dead bell, you get to hear everybody having a good time, but you also got a glimpse of Anthony Simonelli's ass.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, what could be better? You're welcome. You guys are welcome.
He said, "It did it. It did it."
Oh my God! And I love Richard. No.
Yeah.
And I go ah.
It was great.
It's like it's pre-investigation. It's so natural. It's just us having a good time. And I was like, oh, Todd, please don't share that. So Todd and Carmela, thank you for that. They filmed it.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
I know, and I'm like, get out of the way. I'm so nasty. Like, move. I'm like, I need evidence.
I know, you said it right in the video. You see all the
I
nice
know, it's
comments
so funny.
about leaving good energy and stuff.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah. I mean, I hoped after I showed the Anthony thing where we all got a little emotional that would make everyone laugh.
There you go.
Timing and relevance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And Todd and Carmela are also two of the best people we have come across
They are phenomenal people.
in this
They
field.
are.
Yeah, they're such good people.
Wonderful.
And I feel like that bell thing, if you believe in the whole intent and having some kind of connection to what you do, I mean, it is so much perfectly timed and relevant responses when they use it. When it dings, it's hard to say that it's accidentally doing it that many times, like with that kind of timing. It's
Even
nuts.
with the delay.
Oh yeah.
I know. It was
it's
almost
not that
better.
it was delayed. It was purposely delayed. It was great.
I know. It
Like
was
that's
almost
the way
better.
I see it. It was purposely delayed.
Well, I can tell you when Raul and the Cocos came down and did the Montgomery house, they invited Audra and I. We usually sit outside and let people do their investigation. They invited us in to do the investigation with them, which was phenomenal.
Of course.
And we were upstairs using that dead bell. And I don't know if he has a clip for next week's show, but you actually hear me say at one point, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Oh, that's great.
Oh, and
That's
God, how long
great.
have I been doing this? I'm going on 52, and I've been recording evidence since I was 25, 26. And to get a "Are you fucking kidding me" out of me is
Right.
yeah.
Careful with the strong language. You could get us kicked onto Facebook.
Oh my God, that's funny.
We'll
That's
get booted
funny.
on the Zuckerberg.
This is the only show where you can go back and look for evidence. Like I'm gonna go back and listen to that voice.
Yeah.
See, see that? I brought the haunting.
You did. You did.
We figured out where the ding was coming from.
Yeah.
It was your clock, but we still haven't
clock.
figured out where the little kid came from.
That was amazing. I didn't hear it until Tony said, "Did you hear that?" And I heard it just before I started talking. Wow.
Yeah.
Sounded like a little boy, like a
Yeah.
little, yeah. Wow. Pretty cool. An investigation inside of a show. I hope you guys had fun. I had a great time. It was great to be back. Thank you for having me back.
It's time for your shameless plugs, Jenny.
I know. I got a list.
I
come prepared.
The shameless plug.
I love her.
Okay, back to the emotional part. The most important thing we have coming up is August 3rd at the Ritz. We have a benefit for Dan Klass's daughter, Shaylee. So every cent is that we raise is going to go to that GoFundMe. You all know Dan, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guy. Speaking of great people, and his daughter has osteosarcoma. So this goes to that. So we're having a benefit investigation there on August 3rd. And it's on Eventbrite. Whoever wants to come from far, come from near. Okay. Most important. This weekend, we are doing Fort William Henry in Lake George. That's fun. And have you been there?
No.
Okay. They filmed Bless of the Mohicans there.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I've been there many times, just not to investigate. So we can do all the quotes while we're there. You stay alive. And then we have a public event the 14th with Ron and Lourdes at the Morris County Cultural Center, correct? Right. 14th?
Yeah.
And we have the Shanley in July, the Columns Museum again, with the site of the famous 5DR60 experiment.
Yeah.
And remember that? And that's where Abe Lincoln, when he was shot, there's a little bit of his blood on a flag there.
Oh, okay.
And then we have Gettysburg. I saved that till the end, but we already said that. So Gettysburg will all be there. And after that, we have Absecon Lighthouse in Atlantic City, a lighthouse, really cool. Especially in the summer, you get to go to the top, 270 something stairs up to the top. So I got to get in shape for that. And Trans-Allegheny in August.
Oh,
Hey, that's nice.
Have you ever been to Trans-Allegheny?
And I was supposed to go last year, and it got delayed, so I'm ready.
So this is your first trip?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a private?
No. I mean, it's about 10 of us going.
Oh, okay. So it is a private.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a public event.
No.
No.
And I wrote down all their notes from last show, like what you said to do. And I'm going to bring my buckets.
And your buckets.
Your buckets. Make sure you wear comfortable shoes.
Yeah.
Always.
They're 4 stories, 279,000 square feet. There's no elevators. Yes, there's no elevators.
I can't wait. That'll be fine for me after the Atlantic City Lighthouse.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fun. But yeah. So anybody needs information on our events for ParaSight, they're all on Eventbrite.
Eventbrite.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well,
That's
Jenny,
cool.
I do have to say, make sure you start collecting more evidence, because if you think this is your last appearance on Entity Voices, you're crazy.
Oh, I'm so happy. Good. Yeah, red buckets. They have to be. Isn't that the requirement?
That's the clock
right.
again.
That's
Yeah.
the clock?
That's
Mine's
wow.
pink. I have
Unless you're on
pink
an
buckets.
investigation with me, because then that'll really screw us all up.
No, I'll use pink. You use red.
Pink, yeah, there you go. I won't be using pink, so that's
And I hope to get to the Montgomery house really soon too.
That's true. Yeah, Raul got something similar to Chris's idea. He said crime scene markers.
yes.
He did have something. We did that Brinkerhoff house with Anthony Simonelli. Remember with Raul, we were set up in the schoolhouse thing.
Yeah, but
he had something that
Oh.
he used similar to Chris's bucket.
Oh, yeah. What was it that he had? But yeah.
Were they the little tiny, like, caution cones?
Oh,
Maybe.
Caution cones?
Maybe
Okay.
he can put it in
Yeah,
the
'cause I
chat
can't
real
remember.
fast what he had too. I was hoping for little small ice cream cones.
like a trail of
I've
breadcrumbs.
considered switching to little rubber duckies.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I love Ron's idea. You have a trail of, like, instead of breadcrumbs, ice cream cones.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, every Monday I eat my ice cream and watch you guys, so that's the one thing I miss. I was thinking maybe Todd and Carmela would send me some ice cream tonight, but they didn't.
Yeah.
You guys, thanks for staying up so late and talking to me. It was great. I had a great time.
Well, thanks
Oh,
for
it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging with us.
Absolutely.
We love talking to you, Jenny.
Yes.
Fun.
Yeah.
I'll see
Thanks
you.
for-
I'll see you in a couple days.
Yeah. And thanks for showing everybody who watches what it is to be the absolute best you can be in this field as a person, as an investigator, as a friend. All the positive comments. Go back and watch this show and you see how many there are. You show evidence just to show unity and to show your friends. Your own evidence also fantastic.
Thank you.
So that is epic. Like I guess Roger said earlier in the show, that's really, really cool.
And you didn't plug Somerville.
Ghosts of Somerville.
Ghosts
How
of
about
Somerville.
that? Where can people see that?
Yeah, that's really kind of not like evidence. It's more of a history show that I'm doing right now.
But that's
more
okay.
More history and ghost stories. So it's a nice compliment for me. It's in my town. I live in a really historic area. Obviously, New Jersey. We have a lot of Revolutionary War buildings, things like that. So
cool.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us again. God, thanks, Jenny, for coming in with us. Because not only did you bring good evidence, not only did you bring paranormal activity, but you also brought a shit ton of friends that really, really, really appreciate you and love you to death. That made
I love them too.
265 comments.
Wow.
Whoa!
Just in the last hour.
Holy
Yes.
cow!
248 of them were Anthony Simonelli. Don't be alarmed.
No, we love having you
210
on
were.
again.
Did you hear that? Did you see that?
We loved having you on again, Jenny, and God forbid we will definitely have you on again. You create great evidence. Not only that, you're a phenomenal person.
Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in July. That sounds
Yeah,
so good.
Yes.
can't wait for that.
Yes, you will.
And
That
that-
sounds so good.
And that's the
And I'll-
best part is 90% of the people that we're watching will also be at the bash. So this is
Mhm.
a
I know.
pretty damn good bash this year.
Yeah.
Gonna
Yeah.
be so
Very
good.
awesome.
And actually, at the bash, I'm going to be co-hosting again with Anthony this time on his show.
Oh, wow.
Yay.
Yeah. So this time I'm going to be Maureen.
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
Awesome.
Maureen.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. All right, guys, we will definitely see you next week with another great show of Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence with some great evidence brought to you by the Cocos and Raul. Don't forget
Yay.
to tune in next week, same time, same station. Hopefully we'll be on Facebook. If not, we won't get kicked off, so you won't have to worry about it. The best place you can go is to Entity Voices Paranormal Evidence to see people like Jennie Collucci and other guests that come on and show their evidence. Go to YouTube, make sure you're there, because if you're on Facebook, you might not be able to stay haunted. All right, guys, have a good night. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Good night. Good night.
Can you give me a name? What's your name?